Now, I have talked a lot about AMD laptops on this channel, and rightfully so, because AMD produces some amazing processors, and those laptops that house those processors in itself are amazing. But let's shed some light on an Intel laptop and the Alder Lake CPU. What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now, when you think of MSI, you cannot help but be a bit of a fan because, come on, they deserve it. They have beautiful designs and impressive cooling. You can't help but be excited when you talk about one of their computers, and this laptop is not the exception. This is the new MSI Stealth GS77, a successor from last year's GS76, and was, in my opinion, a step up from it, apart from one hiccup which I sort of rant about at the end. Now, true to the Stealth moniker, this computer is only available like normal in one color being core black. I mean, I would have loved to see a moonlight white or eclipse gray or something like that, something that stands out really, but I guess that's not what Stealth is meant to do. It's not meant to stand out, it's meant to blend in and not say, hey, I'm a gamer. The chassis is made out of aluminum, which of course does add weight to this computer, with it coming at 2.8 kilograms, but you won't really notice it. But as well, because of that Stealth moniker, that does mean that these computers are thin, with it measuring 20.8 millimeters thin, although it may vary depending on what version you get, because the spec sheet is not that clear on it. Lifting the lid, you find that beautiful 17-inch display that does come with 3 choices of resolution. So let's say you are a hardcore gamer, you don't do anything else besides gaming, you can go for that 1080p 360Hz IPS display. But if you do things like video editing and graphics design, you can go for a 4K 120 IPS display. At the end of the day, the choice is all yours. But what I find really impressive is not really the display. The display is impressive, I must admit, but it's what is above that display. Above the display, you'll find a full HD, that's a 1080p webcam, but not just any standard 1080p. It's a 1080p IR webcam with facial recognition, so you can use Windows Hello to log in effortlessly. Another nice feature is it does have a privacy shutter, meaning that you don't have to worry about somebody watching you if you're walking around in your birthday suit. Now, at the end of the day, we must not forget that this is a gaming laptop. So if you're an RGB freak, you'll be happy to know that this SteelSeries keyboard comes with per key RGB, so you can have maximum customization. Unlike some laptops that suffer from the lack of port syndrome, this computer is anything but. So this computer comes with one HDMI that can output 8K at 60 Hz, given that you do have the internal specs that can really push that, or you can go for 4K at 120 Hz. It also comes with 2 USB 3.2 Gen 2 ports, 1 SD card reader, an Ethernet jack, and 2 Thunderbolt 4 ports, one of which does have power delivery. Powering this laptop is Intel's latest Alder Lake CPUs, going up to the i9-12900H, which is a 14-core 20-thread processor. That is a lot. And similar to M1 computers, these CPUs also feature efficiency and performance cores. So it has 8 efficiency and 6 performance cores. So if you rely just on the efficiency, the 8 efficiency cores in the CPU, this computer can turbo boost all the way up to 3.8 gigahertz. But if you use the performance cores, you can go all the way up to 5 gigahertz of unbridled power. The GPU in here can be spec'd up to an 16GB RTX 3080 Ti for that added bonus when it does come to gaming. And cooling these components is MSI's Cooler Boost 5 technology, which consists of 2 fans and 6 heat pipes, which they say provides 2.3% more airflow than last year's model. Now, the cooling system here is not the only cool thing here. What is also quite cool is that MSI has coated the CPU in this sort of phase shifting material, if you think of Venom type stuff really, that basically goes from a solid to liquid state depending on the CPU temperature. So it has full immersion. It really gets between the CPU and the cooling block for added thermal dissipation. And because of this, MSI states you can get up to 10% more performance than previous models. Now, the battery in here is a 99.9 watt hour battery, which is just short of being allowed on the plane. But really, you don't have to worry about running out of battery life when using this thing unless you are gaming, of course. So that's all well and good, but now you're thinking, William, the title says it's nearly perfect, and you did say there was one hiccup. What is that? And it's really the hinge. Now, it is petty of me, but I don't really go for computers that have narrow hinges, more based on the fact that those hinges do tend to be worn out faster than if it was on each side. Now, that's just my opinion, but when I consider a new daily driver, that is one of the many big considerations that I go for. But tell me, is this a computer that you would love to get yourself? Would you give it to a friend? Would you keep it? Would you spend your money on it? You know what I mean. Personally, besides that hinge, I would drop everything to get it if I could afford it, because this computer is not cheap, with it starting at $1,800. So please let me know in the comments below if you actually get this computer. And that is the end of the video, guys, and I'd like to thank you so much for watching it. If you liked it, please give it a like and subscribe, as well as smash that notification bell to be kept informed about my weekly videos. And anyway, until next time, guys, I'll see you with another computer video.